Vehicles like this used to be called family cars, and happily the Opel Zafira Tourer remains one, but with a few twists. Now in its third generation, the compact 7-seater has mutated into what's being called an FUV, a family utility vehicle. Inside, buyers can have pretty much any seat configuration they desire, and Opel's range of motors has also grown more economical. But the most striking changes are those to the body design. Malcolm Ward from Opel says the car's surfaces now imply a lot more movement, and the boomerang graphic element in the headlight reflects its fundamental character. The Zafira is very discreet, he says, but also emanates a really dynamic feel. The Opel engineers have added 6 centimeters to the car's wheelbase. That improves handling, along with its overall looks. The front of the new Zafira appears more three-dimensional than its predecessor, and the outlines of the grille and headlights give it a bolder look. The rear end and silhouette have also become more organic. Conspicuous changes include a deeper rear windshield and more glass all around. The driver now has an excellent field of vision in any direction. Our test car was powered by the model's strongest diesel motor. The 2-liter engine packs 121 kilowatts of power. This variant has a 6-speed manual transmission. The panorama windshield and a retractable roof element give the new Zafira a touch of convertible feel. And the glass roof continues in back, giving the rear seat passengers a nice view of the sky as well. If you want to take several bikes with you on your trip, the Flex Fix system is just the thing. A new add-on rack element now allows 4 bikes to be transported safely instead of just 2. The rack can also be locked. Another design improvement. The rack and bikes can be tipped down away from the car as a unit. That allows access to the trunk even when you're carrying a full load. Ever since the first generation of Zafiras, the car maker's seating concept has been one of the model's key branding elements. On shorter journeys, even adults can sit fairly comfortably in the 3rd row of seats. If you lower both rows and back, the latest model provides an even loading surface and 40 more liters of volume of cargo space than its predecessor. There's also a new development in the 2nd row of seats. The middle one can be converted into a comfortable armrest. Opel's Andreas Hefele says the Tourer's first rear seat row is interesting because you can convert the center seat into an armrest, but also because you can adjust the seats to give a very large amount of legroom. And you can even adjust them for more shoulder space. That concept is very interesting and unique in the industry, and you can leave the other seats in the car while you're doing it. Adjustment is simple, he says. Anyone can do it. With touches of chrome, the interior feels luxurious. There are a lot of switches and buttons, but using them is fairly intuitive. The interior lighting is an unusual red on the central console and armrests. It provides a cozy touch. And the central console is almost as flexible as the seats. Not only can it be pushed back and forth, it also provides plenty of storage space. No problem finding a place to put your drink here. In spite of the improvements, the price for the new Zafira Tourer has remained the same. In Germany, a basic model with no extras can be had for 23,000 euros. The Alps. And their unforgettable music. Let's forget about fuel economy and CO2 emissions for a minute. Let's just act as though climate change is not happening, or that electromobility appears to be the wave of the future. Let's talk power, speed, and handling. Let's talk dream car. We've come to Alta Badia in the Dolomite Range in northern Italy to take a grand total of 1,572 kilowatts of power thundering over the mountain passes. First up, a brand that makes many a car lover's heart beat faster, Aston Martin. The car driven by 007. Even this spanking new Virage seems infused with the Bond aura. The small British sports car producer first acquired international recognition when Her Majesty's favorite spy took the wheel of a DB5 in Goldfinger. The new Virage is a niche car, though it's hard to believe that there's much of one between the DB9 and the DBS. The Virage packs a 365 kilowatt punch, midway between the two other Aston Martins. Only a real fan of the brand can tell the difference between a DB9 and a DBS from the body alone. But why tamper with something as pretty as this? The Virage is a real looker too. Its sculpted nose sports a deep front apron and vertical daytime running lamps. Not many surprises in the interior for Aston connoisseurs, just lovingly stitched leather and gimmicks that could have come straight out of a James Bond film. Like a pen hidden in the center console. Even the sun visors are special. And have you ever seen a car key as cool as this one? The Virage fits like a well-tailored tweed suit, revealing its British origins. Nothing about the design is overstated. The electronically controlled suspension can be softened to provide a comfortable ride as well. And the 6-speed automatic transmission shifts silkily up and down the range. In sporty mode, the Aston hits just the right gear at the right time, letting you slam your way through curves or roll through them sedately, always accompanied by a deep-throated 12-cylinder growl. The mixture of DB9 and DBS can be had starting at a mere 190,000 euros. Compared to that, the Jaguar sounds like a steal. The XKR's supercharged 5-liter 8-cylinder engine packs 375 kilowatts of power, and it costs just 106,000 euros. The series is also based on a grand tradition that began back in 1949. Shortly after the end of the Second World War, the XK120 was launched as an affordable high-performance car. The XK150 was the first automobile to sport disc brakes on all 4 wheels. Compared to the Aston Martin, the XKR's huge air intake and outlet grills make a strutting statement. Beware my power. The quadruple exhaust pipes accentuate the unmistakable roar of a V8, but this Jag is comfortable enough for longer journeys as well as quick sprints. Its all-rounder qualities, combined with a hard-to-beat price in the segment, has made the XKR the dream car of choice for plenty of fans. A procession as striking as this one draws lots of attention. 2,000 meters above sea level, we run into a troop of mountaineers from the Italian army. For them, it's love at first sight.
Questa macchina è uno spettacolo, è bellissima.
German sports cars are also popular with the soldiers. They especially like the Audi R8 GT. After all, they said, it's the next best thing to a Ferrari or Lamborghini. Or is it even better? Our R8 GT race kit car, which comes equipped with roll bars, bucket seats, and a 4-point safety belt harness, is a competitor to be reckoned with. Audi has stripped more than 100 kilograms off its overall weight, and the R8 GT's V10 motor puts out 412 kilowatts of power. The R8 GT is a sports car for the street that takes advantage of Audi technology tested in the grueling Le Mans Series races, a pure driving machine. Its all-wheel drive clings to the pavement, not only helping the handling, which is spectacular, but also the car's stability. Even with the ESP deactivated, the R8 GT allows perfect control. So what's the downside? Well, only 333 units are being produced, and they've all been sold already, in spite of the €193,000 price tag. Good thing that Mercedes makes the SLS. Those are still available. If you can afford to splash out just under €187,000 for your dream car, this might be the one for you. With 420 kilowatts of output, it was the most powerful of the cars we took to Alta Badia. We judged its performance slightly inferior to that of the Audi, due probably to the fact that the SLS weighs 100 kilograms more. Still, this Benz was nothing like the brand's more stately models. In-house customizer AMG turned the screaming V8 into a truly stunning sports car. The ecstatic, hungry sound of the motor can make passengers feel giddy. The four together provided the perfect spectacle, and if you buy one of them, that's probably just what you want. Skoda is extending its green tech technology to the Yeti and the Superb, consisting of auto start-stop, a regenerative braking system, and low-resistant tires. The technology package is now available for all Skoda models. While it costs some €400 more, green tech can save Yeti drivers almost a liter of fuel per 100 kilometers driven. The Mazda 3 is getting a facelift. In addition to improving its aerodynamics, Mazda is giving the MZR 1.6-liter gasoline-powered model a new specially tuned automatic transmission that can also be shifted manually. It ensures smooth acceleration without any loss of engine power. Big, beefy off-roaders seem to be a dying breed. The trend is moving towards sporty, yet fuel-efficient SUVs, like the new Range Rover Evoque. The Evoque marks a turning point for British car manufacturer Land Rover. It's not just the brand's smallest, lightest, and most fuel-efficient model, but it also boasts a completely new design, one that's quite unusual for a Range Rover. The look of this new Strange Rover is largely derived from the Range Rover LRX concept vehicle. This is particularly evident in the Evoque's lower, sportier shape. It marks a bold step for Land Rover, which has always been known for its clean-cut lines and oversized windows. The Evoque will be available in coupe and 5-door versions.
Peter
Gress says Land Rover is targeting young people, a fresh, dynamic group, at home in the city as in the country. People who can afford an SUV, but are looking for something different. Gress says the Evoque is fresh in both design and development. that it's a completely new vehicle, not just your standard SUV. The Evoque is certainly eye-catching. The headlights are swept back, creating what the carmaker's designers call a jewel-like effect. Yet in spite of this, the vehicle's front end is still classic Range Rover. Along with its elegant lines, the Evoque is also keen to show that it's also an off-roader. The protective underbody panels go right up into the side sills and are adorned with chrome trim. The roofline has been flattened out, giving the vehicle a sporty appearance, and the roof spoiler adds to the effect. For an SUV, the Evoque is small, measuring just 4.35 meters in length. Its taillights are well defined, clearly setting them apart from the trunk lid. A surround camera system that employs 5 cameras is available as an optional extra. This is useful during everyday driving, especially while parking, but comes in handy off-road too. Images from all the cameras can be viewed simultaneously on the display in the center console while driving. Press tells us the Range Rover Evoque will be sold around the globe, mainly in Europe, the US, and the Far East. Since the beginning of the year, the carmaker has had 30,000 advance orders in Europe alone, he says, well beyond expectations. Inside, too, the designers have worked marvels. The SUV's features give it the feel of a luxury sedan. The dashboard would also be at home in a sports car, and the automatic transmission is operated via a stylish, retractable selector knob. When fitted with the smallest engine, Range Rover says the Evoque uses just 4.9 liters of diesel per 100 kilometers, thanks to its automatic start-stop system. As you'd expect with a luxury car, Evoque buyers can choose from any array of leather types and colors, and even select their preferred stitching. The seats are well constructed and comfortable, even for bigger passengers. And most importantly, they can be electrically positioned to suit almost every need. In the back, the seats are also comfortable, but visibility is poorer than in other Range Rover models. Here, the SUV's chic design has meant sacrificing some comfort. The trunk holds between 1,350 and 1,445 liters of cargo, depending on whether buyers opt for the coupe or 5-door model. An optional panoramic glass roof costs €650 extra. The SUV comes with a choice of 3 4-cylinder diesels or 1 gasoline engine. But the most spectacular thing about the Evoque is its price. In Germany, a classic Range Rover will set you back at least €90,000. But the Evoque costs just a third of that, with a base price of some €33,000. But those wanting all the bells and whistles will shell out much more. Before long, it's clear that the Evoque belongs to a luxury brand. Our test model was fitted with the most powerful 140 kilowatt diesel engine. It propelled the SUV from 0 to 100 kilometers an hour in 8.5 seconds and had a fuel consumption of 6.5 liters per 100 kilometers. The base price for our test vehicle is just under €47,000, but with all the extras like automatic transmission with a retractable selector knob, the surround camera system, and the technology package, it costs closer to $60,000 in Germany. And that's a pretty hefty price tag.